Here we go. Astrea in the top left. And we have Gerald in the bottom right. PvP between these two could be cool. Astrea has some funny builds, PvP. And I think Gerald is strong enough that he may even want to use some of them. You know, he can play a very standard game, for sure, in PvP. But occasionally he'll bust something out. There was some cool, like, forward gate stuff I saw him try before. He's had some very interesting ones, but that looks like a very normal pylon. We'll see. We'll see. We'll be updating the American flag design to include pregnant Sonic. All right, all right. Oh my god. Yeah, my whole staff would be the Dono Cabal. It would be awesome. All right, so double gates going up on both sides. Very standard stuff. Probes coming down for those scouts. And, you know, obviously we got to wait here to see what they're going to make out of those gateways first, right? There's several things you could do. You could do double Adept. You could do double Stalker. Those are the two most common. You could see something like Sentry Stalker. That is a possibility. Play a more defensive game, setting up for an expansion and some scouting a little bit later. Double Stalker on both sides. Again, no big surprise there. And they're both going to want to go ahead and escape. Looks like we're going to see, yeah, some low ground pylons going up by these guys. And the probe going to, well, at least that probe going to run. Looks like Gerald's going to sack his probe to see what units are going to pop. Ooh, Astrea doubling back. Twilight goes up here for Astrea. Little block there. Pylon block on the Nexus. Look at Astrea not show the Stalkers. He's waiting for the probe to come back. And maybe not just the probe, but also possibly any other units coming in. Oh my god, look at this. Astrea comes in, blocks this Nexus now. Just with some movement as opposed to in a building. Not going to spend the money. Ooh, and throws that down. Okay. His Nexus coming up a bit faster, but we do have double Adept coming out for Gerald, so maybe some potential damage, but not really expecting that to happen. You know, sometimes you will get that little shade in and it'll work out. Shade's off to the side, wants to go around the map a little bit, make that a bit more of a surprise. Twilight coming up now for Gerald. So slightly quicker Nexus, slightly quicker Twilight here from Astrea. Definitely looks a bit better for Astrea right now.
X300, it's the year 2069, Artosis is President of the United States of Terran. Every kid must reach S rank to graduate from school. Only Terran is now played on Brood War. Netflix with buttons games are now all outlawed.
Fuck yeah.
Mario and Luigi can finally get married in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands under the new Dono Cabal brotherly love docking laws. Life is good.
It's a beautiful future you envision there, Confezzo. Thank you. We can only hope that we one day get a leader as great as what I would be. Okay, so quite a bit of scuffling going on right now. Astrea doing a bit better for sure. This hidden Dark Shrine, though, definitely has potential to win the game for Gerald. That's something that's going to be a little bit hard to scout, a little bit hard to figure out that there's enough money missing that's what's going on. He does have a robo on the way, and the robo's in the front. That can be dangerous, right? Like, let's say he goes Immortal first, and DTs walk over. That could be dangerous. You know, the first observer might go across the map. You don't know if he's going to sit one at home. He might have to recall it. Does he have the energy to recall it? There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. And obviously, on the side here of Gerald, if the DTs don't do anything, that's going to be an issue as well. All right, he does pick off that sentry. Now he should be suspicious because that is not enough units. 3 stalkers and a sentry is not enough.
77 wide cheered.
What's up?
X300. What I mean is why NSFW TTS aren't allowed during the cast versus general stream. Just curious. Also, by removing it, I was referring to how your editor mutes TTS donations in the YouTube videos.
Yeah, he goes through a lot of shit to do that.
Is the Smurfs.
He goes through a lot to do that, and we don't really do that for the casting YouTube. Try to keep it a little bit better. But anyways, the DTs are in here now, so let's see how much damage they end up getting. Ooh, 4 kills on this guy so far. Okay, good blink. Picks that one off. Little bit of an engagement down here. All right, the DT's actually starting to really pay off at this point. 8 kills. Of course, Astrea got quite a few kills himself. So 10 probes lost on both sides. Okay. Very close. 3rd Nexus going up there for Gerald. Equal on those worker counts. Astrea with a bit bigger army, which makes sense. The DT player almost always is a little bit behind in that regard. Astrea getting his forge. Of course, his 3rd Nexus is up a little bit quicker. Robo here for Gerald. Very nice forward blink. It's a good pick. Nice move from Gerald to try to get some harassment done during this as well. Oh no, that's crazy. I can't believe he just did that blink. I can't believe he did that. That's fucking wild. Guy's rabid. Why did he think that that was going to be a good move? He knows he has less stalkers. All right, 4th Nexus getting started here for Astrea, trying to keep that advantage. Worker count still very similar. Better army for Astrea for sure. Like, Gerald's running around a lot. I don't... Like, his army is worse, and he's staying a bit more aggressive with it, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like, if you kind of control a little bit of the pacing, you can be a little bit behind and then kind of, like, force where things will happen or maybe find a weak point. But it doesn't feel like that's happening here against Astrea. It does feel like Astrea is just kind of, like, staying one step ahead and then occasionally getting an additional, like, unit kill or something like that, right? You can see this kind of reflected his 4th Nexus a bit faster. You know, he's getting into his 2nd forge here. Gerald's playing well, though. It's a good game. Ooh, nice pick on the observer. It's a little bit annoying for Gerald. Brings these zealots up. Dude, he has 18 zealots. That's actually insane. You're gonna have to play really defensively here. This is actually a little bit scary. If he gets this connection just right with the zealots, it's gonna be amazing. He's trying to join up with the rest of them. Okay, Astrea has a much better idea of what's happening. You need, like, some buildings, basically. You need to, like, be in an area where the zealots don't get good surface area, right? That could be on a ramp. That could be behind some buildings, or, you know, look at where he's standing, basically. He's making it so that it's a little bit hard. He throws down a couple of force fields. You can see the zealots are not all attacking at the same time. So basically, Astrea is taking this fight as well as he can, right? But don't forget, zealots have really high DPS, so there's definitely something very nice about that damage they're putting out. But Astrea definitely keeping an edge. As long as you engage in the right area, the Zealots lose a lot of power. Astrea did have to run those probes for a bit, but puts them back rather quickly. Yeah, only blinks a little tiny part of his units up there to deal with that. Double Forge is going, so he's going to be on 2-1 against just 2-0. So that's kind of nice as well. Especially when it's like Zealot Stalker versus Stalker. Yeah. Really feels like Astrea is just kind of outplaying. There was a window there, though, where, you know, maybe the charge lots could have done something extra. Like you catch him out in the open a little bit more, and then he has to kind of blink away, and then you blink follow, do some moving shots, pick off a few more, charge, recharges up, get another charge in there. You know, things can start to go very well for Gerald in a situation like that. But now we're looking at this, and he's down 20 army supply. It's an issue. You know, situations like this, oftentimes the only thing you can really do is go Disruptor. But we see DT Blink being made by Gerald, so that's kind of interesting as well. Older meta PvP from many, many years ago, a lot of times DTs were like a funny mid-game. And we've definitely seen late-game Blink DTs probably 5 years ago. It was pretty popular in this matchup, something like that. I don't remember the exact date. But like there are these weird situations where there's not an observer with the army. You blink a bunch of DTs onto it, and that can do it. Obviously, there are, you know, the PvT-esque situations where you bring over like a ton of DTs and just like blink onto a Nexus and kill it, right? So that definitely exists. What? A fucking Colossus? Is Gerald, like, what is Gerald doing? A Colossus, really? As opposed to getting Disruptors? Thing is, Colossus is actually countered by Disruptors as well. But, I mean, the thing is, the Colossus can still be good. It can still be good. Especially against Zealots coming in. So let's see what he does here with the Blink. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Kills that pylon. Yeah, that was definitely not worth. Three or four DTs falling, not really much damage. So Astrea's maxed at this point, right? He's slightly down in probes, but that's fine because he's got 75. Look at that Colossus coming out. DT Blink actually coming up for Astrea as well. Observer Speed, a very good upgrade to get right now. Second Robo for Gerald, and we have Disruptors coming up. Look at the great upgrades as well. +3 attack already done. Plasma shields and +3 armor on the way for Astrea. Like, Astrea definitely, like, he's been ahead and he continues to get further ahead. Thing is, there's a lot of play in PvP. You can see Gerald's trying a lot of things, and it's not necessarily working, but he's certainly not, like, well, now I would say he's kind of dead, but he hasn't been dead, right? He's been behind, but he's still fighting. Now, killing a lot of pylons here. Astrea making it harder and harder for Gerald to have any sort of comeback potential. Really needs those Disruptors. You know, the add-ins of the... there are some nice things. Look, like Gerald with these DTs going up to the main, that's big. He's got those 3 Immortals in his army, so it's actually kind of hard for anything to really happen there. Ooh, a Blink down could be cool. Oh, he's got too many. Well, that was especially bad, but there was actually a few too many cannons there for the Blink down to be that effective. Yeah, Gerald having a hard time here defending against these attacks. Where does the Immortals go? Did he lose them? Yeah, this game's done now. Ooh, big Disruptor hit as well. GG. Nice one. How much you need to donate to become RT's imaginary parasocial friend? Nothing. You can have that right now if you want. You prefer Brood War map hacker. Okay. I definitely prefer casting this than being hacked against. What the fuck? I had to donate like $1,000 before you remembered my name. Who are you again?
A poster for the 1958 film The Blob, but it's StarCraft 2. A few stupid people are looking at the poster saying, "Oh, that's probably entertaining." These people are very stupid. I can't emphasize that enough.
Shit. All right, we're going into game 2. Astrea versus Gerald on Golden Aura. All right, GLs on both sides. Well, you gotta wait a little bit for anything to happen. Again, I would suggest you guys check out Artosis Cast 2. Mapu works with me on that YouTube channel. All of my non-Brood War RTS casting goes on that channel. Yeah, we do have some non-Brood War content. Can I explain to a Brood War player why StarCraft 2 only has 2-player maps? There actually is the problem of the pro gamers having too much influence in StarCraft 2. It is certainly a pro gamer thing that they really prefer to only play on 2-player maps. There was never a definitive rule to not make more than 2-player maps after a while, but it eventually stopped because the pro gamers didn't want it. And that actually has made the game less interesting in many, many ways. But it is, I guess, easier to balance, right? There's definitely some positional imbalances that can occur on bigger maps, for sure. Right? Like if you look at, for instance, the 4-player maps that we've had in GSL over time, many of those maps, like cross-spawn TVP, became very, very hard for Terran, right? By the time you get there, because it's longer, it's like the Protoss just has enough. So the win rates can get a bit wonky, but that actually, I think, adds interesting elements. If I made an RTS, I would absolutely never listen to that type of idea.
Do you eat ass? I mean, really get your tongue up in your...
Dude. Please. All right. We have a Dark Shrine on the way. Couple stalkers coming up. The Dark Shrine here from Astrea is kind of interesting. It's super, super fast on one base, but he's going up against proxy oracles. So the odds are Gerald's going to slam him here, right? Like the oracle's going to get in before the Dark Shrine's done, and as soon as that happens, like you're going to be in a tough spot. Where is the closest pylon right now? So it's in the like 5th base location. No, not really. Just, I guess 9 o'clock is what I should call it. 9 o'clock has a pylon for that DT warp in. Here comes the Oracle. He's going to see the Dark Shrine. Now, let's see how he wants to go about this. So is he going to make a forge or...
I mean, really get your tongue up in your wife's brown starfish business.
Dude, come on.
Listen, man, that toucan of yours would go a long way for wife-tosis.
Okay. I don't want your help in this regard. Now, the Dark Templar's being warped in. He has a second Oracle that's going to be done here. You have to split your DTs because you know that he can just tag. Those the Adepts definitely making a bit of a difference as well, by the way. Of course, I had to mention. DT Blink, the fastest DT Blink I've ever seen. Unbelievable. And he actually walks the DTs home. No shit. Wild. Look at that. Recalls the Oracle because he's afraid of DTs coming in. Wild. So Astrea here with DT Blink. I think he's going to try to lure out like tags and then blink away from it. And don't forget that there is that really funny combination of charge lots and blink DTs that I think it was Nightmare was the original pro that tried this, where you charge into the Terran Bioball and then blink behind them with the DTs and crush it.
$3. All I'm saying is if you don't, Tommy will. Food for thought.
Oh my god. Tommy isn't real, my man. We're all part of Hex's delusion at this point. So, Immortal coming out here for Gerald. Immortal not going to do well against this composition, actually. Dude, this is an like, Astrea really has a different brain... Fuck you. Astrea really has a different way of looking at this.
It's okay.
Oh my god. So this weirdness from Astrea, right? So charge plus DT blink. But there's been like immortals in production, right? So he's got like this immortal over here that's not going to help. Oh, this is weird looking. Okay, he snipes the overcharger, the battery very, very quickly. Seems like the micro here might not be good enough. Look at that. Is Astrea going to kill him with this? This is insane. Dude, he attacked with like 3 blink DTs and 2 charge lots. He's fucking killing him. What am I looking at? He's killed the whole army. He's starting to kill probes. I forgot warp gate. Oh, shit. Well, that's a problem. All right. Well, Astrea gonna win.